Meanwhile, the Treasury Secretary, a big fan of making sure the tax cuts come to being, but then maybe his wife got in the way. See Mnuchin's wife, Louise Linton, getting some heat for posting a picture of herself wearing designer clothes on a government plane, but blasting back at a critic on Instagram saying, and I quote, "Have you given more to the economy than me and my husband? Either as an individual earner in taxes or in self-sacrifice to your country. I'm pretty sure we paid more taxes toward our day trip than you did. Pretty sure the amount we sacrifice per year is a lot more than you'd be willing to sacrifice if the choice was yours. You're adorably out of touch." Okie dokie. Where's Maria Antoinette? Where is she? Anyway, to Trump 2020 Advisory Board member Nan Hayward, former Ohio Democratic Congressman Dennis Kucinich. Welcome to you both.
Thanks, Neil.
Dan, I understand about the rich paying more in taxes. They do, but she could not have been more condescending, elitist, or dismissive if she tried.
I know, and you know, if you want to turn a tempest in a fine china teapot into a boiling storm, this is just kind of the way to do it. You know, as I understand it, actually, I think her trip was paid for by the secretary out of personal funds, or by
but it was a government trip, right? It was a
government trip, but she espoused, I think, she was paid for separately by their funds. This was all, her money going to her outfit. And, look.
Why tweet about her hashtag all the brands you have?
Apparently that's something that she's known for doing. She's an actress. She's got her own career. She's got her own money. And nobody made a fuss a few years back.
This is Macy's.
Yes. And very well worn, I might add, sir.
He just hurts the cause, right?
Well, yeah, but, I mean, nobody made a fuss years ago when Michelle Obama went on a shopping trip in Hawaii wearing $500 Martin Margiela sneakers. That was fine. Yeah, there was something like $500 sneakers.
Well, we weren't paying for the sneakers. Right?
Well.
All right. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
But, Dennis, one of the things that hurts is and I know where, the Treasury Secretary's wife is coming from. I mean, this is a lament of the well-to-do that, hey, look, we pay a lot in taxes, and they do. Of course, there's no comparing the wealth of a Steve Mnuchin to the average Joe or Joanne out there, including this woman who sent this message to his wife. What do you think of all of that?
Look, yes, there are class tensions in America. We know the reasons why. But I think that the Mnuchins should just be given some slack as far as his wife. She's learning about public life, I'm sure, and I think this is very embarrassing for her. The question that I have is what President Trump's policy is going to be. How in the world can you continue to prosecute a war in Afghanistan and cut taxes and then ask people to lift the debt ceiling? I mean, that's the larger issue that needs to be looked at here. This other thing, Neil, frankly, is a diversion.
It might very well be. One of the things I always think of, though, is this notion of the rich and whether they should pay more, regardless of whether they're very, very rich, like the Mnuchins, or those who are just well-to-do, who fall into the higher income category if they're over $250,000 as a couple. I guess it always comes back to, we know the rich pay by far the majority of the taxes, and of course they earn a lot of money. I understand where that goes, but the bigger worry for me is this gets in the way of the fact that it's almost borne exclusively by the rich. So few are paying into this at all, and some for good reason, some genuinely poor. But when you have now under half paying taxes at all, that's not sustainable.
It's not. It's a very complicated and challenging situation. And yes, the fewer of us who have something at stake when tax rates are raised, the likelier it is that we will overburden the folks who are, especially the ones who are striving. Stuart Varney was talking about that this morning. Income taxes hurt the ones who are trying to climb up the ladder of success. The Mnuchins have made it, and I hope that Secretary Mnuchin succeeds in creating tax reform that provides for everyone to have the opportunity to invest and to benefit from those investments and to work and to prosper. That's what we want to see everybody able to do.
Do you think, Dennis, that Steve Mnuchin and his wife have had conversations post this revelation, because all this Instagram stuff was taken down later on? Like I said, she's new to public life. Actually, so is he, if you think about it, even though he's been in the entertainment industry as a financier behind movies and the like. I'm just curious, when you were running for president or in Congress, I mean, did you have to check what your wife said? Did you have to check what family members were saying? I mean, did you kind of keep an eye on each other?
Well, you know, I'm fortunate where my wife is, you know, has given many interviews and has the sense of, you know, what approach to take. But I want to go back to this issue of Steve Mnuchin and his wife. Look, it's a diversion. Let's look at the real issue here. When you have a discussion about cutting taxes without talking about how the government's spending our money, that's an incomplete discussion, Neil. And, you know, I really believe that we need to start talking about why are we spending hundreds of billions on war? Why are we spending money that we're just giving away money to corporations in various concessions? America has to have a discussion about how the government money is being used.
But you can do both. You can talk about a Treasury Secretary's wife.
Well, you talk about both, yeah.
You can talk about both. Just calm down.
Yeah.
No, all right. Your final thoughts.
Well, it's up to all of us. Dennis is exactly right to look not only at the way we tax, but yes, the way we spend. And unless this government concentrates on its spending as well and reforms that, and the president is actively trying to do that, tax reform will fail.
A step in the right direction. But we got it. We got to get this out there. And just a reminder, I am no longer tweeting out what I wear. All right? I just want to keep you guessing.
If you have to ask, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Neil.